Do 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 do. Do 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 do. If you leave me now, you take away the very part of me. Sing along, you know it. Ooh, now baby, please don't go. Do do do. Exactly. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday. It's new release review day, and we've got a lot to say about comic books. That's right. You've reached the Comics Coffee Table. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. We take a coffee break. We pull up a chair. We grab a cuppa. Whatever it is we're shoving under our nose today there, pal. Tough guy, strong man, or strong person there. I don't want to misgender you or anything or ruffle any feathers. I mean, you'd need consent before ruffling. Yes, I'm hamming up my Boston accent just for you. Thank you so very much for tuning in. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern is when we talk about comic books once a day. We literally are using our coffee break together. Right, exactly. We're taking our minds off our minds. We're leaving the real world over there just for a few moments. We're pulling up a chair to our very own Comics Coffee Table. Our coffee table was always where my friends and I would chill out, hang out, and shoot the breeze. There would always be a stack of movies, a stack of music, a stack of games, a stack of books, and a stack of comic books. And do we got a stack of comic books today? I would have showed that too, but literally my hands are full. You can count, and this is a good way to learn how to count too. You can just, We've got funny books. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? It's the ubiquitous brown paper flat that we get from our local comic book shop on Wednesdays, and we fill them full of new releases to release upon our minds and our long boxes. So, we'll be getting into that in just a moment. Thank you so very much. Please like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? Have you thought about it? You might want to make it part of your daily day. Take a coffee break with us. Join us in the premiere and the live chat. It's always hopping, full of great people. We talk about comic books daily. Seriously. And we're a geeky chill stream. We are. Like, who are my mentors? It's got to be, Bob Rogers, Mr. Rogers. And it's got to be, it's Bob Ross and Fred Rogers. Yeah, sorry, my PBS got a little bit crossed there. But yeah, wasn't Fred Neighbors having a conversation with you? Wasn't not Alex Ross, I wish, but Bob Ross having a conversation with you? I mean, seriously, any time of the day you could tune into that show. That's what the show's built as. But if you're here at 3 p.m. for the live premiere, the live chat's always jumping. And guess what? There's room in the comment section to continue this comic book shop style conversation. That's right! This is a pre-recorded show, but it's live before my studio audience of stuffed animals. And it's a great way just to spend your coffee break and hang out talking about comic books just for a few minutes a day. Just take your mind off of all of that stuff. Yeah, sometimes, we try to replicate the comic book shop style conversation. The comic book shop is very important to me. It's the fulcrum of our culture as geeks. Or maybe it was the 20th century fulcrum. And now that we've moved into the 21st century, we have different places, such as this very platform here, this YouTube, or the social medias, the anti-social medias, or however we choose to wield the power of our word. It exists within us all. But I digress. Thank you so very much. What's in your cuppa? Awesome. It's Sunday. You know what Sunday means? It's new release review day. That when I go to the comic book shop on Wednesday, I have a preset mind of what I want, what I'm looking for. I like, having room to spread out a bit in my, and I like a nice cover. I like taking chances on things. I hate taking chances on something and then feel burned. But hey, kid, those are the risks in life. I mean, and, but hey, I love my local comic book shops. I get my supplies there. Usually the show revolves around reboxing, reboarding, and rebagging my entire collection. But it's Sunday, so we do something just a little different. It's our Sunday magazine show. It's like I mentioned yesterday how like I should get a Sunday paper. Maybe next week. Yeah. Well, I didn't get it for today. Hence the pre-recorded part. Some people are sensitive about that too. I mean, I designed the show to be hopefully a bit more, utilitarian than that. Hopefully you can tune in any time of the day, usually any day. It could be a random episode. I try to keep it free of saying, relatively free. Of saying which day it is, day and date and time, besides 3 p.m. But, it's just, you can tune in any time of the day and hopefully you feel part of the conversation. And like, as I said, the comment section, we continue the comic book shop style conversation. And I'm going to my local comic book shop. I'm not only getting new releases, I have 20 years worth of comic books that all need new boards, new bags, and new boxes. And I'm getting my supplies at my LCS. I'm not getting them from my online supply chain. I'm not getting them from my big box stores. I'm going to my local comic book shops, my LCS. Maybe you should too. Do you need supplies? I do. So I end up, I know I could be saving a couple of bucks and this and that by shopping on my online supply chain, but it's not helping my culture. And it's good to get out of, we need to go to our stores. We need to get out of our houses. We need to go to our stores. We need to talk to our salespeople. We need to be friendly to those around us. We don't need to, but it's a good idea. That's how I run. I say howdy. Who you say howdy? I say howdy. My mama said howdy. I say it like her. Hello. I get that sometimes. People don't know. Boston's not. Boston's a friendlier place than what you think. So are a lot of places and a lot of people. Let's get to it. Thank you so very much. I'm so grateful and blessed that you all show up every day. And you know what? We're very close to getting that first. There's like a level of monetization that we're coming up very close on within about 4 months if we can keep up our current, rate. And but tell a friend, bring a friend. You know what I mean? Just, to be, hey, who's the best show you're not watching? And what's in the bag? Let's shut up, Sully, and talk about comic books. How is that? Pika, it's July. You're trying to kill me with this wool cap. Try an electroshock instead, please. I'm putting that white hat back on. It's cotton. I know I wear it all the time. It's my hat. It's my favorite hat. Don't tell the other hats it's my favorite. They know? Well, hats off to you then. How you doing? Woo-hoo! Yeah, that's an occupational hazard right there. That's a bird. I'm a chef, and that's gonna leave a mark. What did I get this week? Oh, I got something I wanted and I got it. I went to 2 different comic book shops because I wanted to. One, I make jokes about it too, like call it redistributing my wealth in a way, but it's like it's my disposable income. It's like what I'm a comic book fan, so I'm not support. They're not my kids. They're not my wives. But they all the funny book bodegas in my area could use my presence and my divinity when I walk in with my effulgence and my reverent silliness. Oh, angelic choir sound when I enter the LCS. You know it. No, I just bring my smile and, and my enthusiasm, and I talk to people, and I'm like very chipper, and I'm very engaged, and I ask questions, and in my other store, he wasn't quite sure, like, what's Local Man on Image about? And I'm like, wow, I know it's not meant to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Image Comics, but let me tell you, this is no other way. This is a great way to sell it. For me, I'm celebrating Image Comics' 30th anniversary by loving Local Man. Well, let's talk about Local Man then, real quick. Seriously. Local Man. I got issue 5, but I need issues 3 and 4, so I'm not going to read this one. I'm going to put the thing about Local Man is this. Look, it's Tim Seeley and Tony Fleeks. It's a flip. Okay, this is a great gimmick. You can only do this in a comic book and like basically in a periodical format such as this, in the serialized periodical. I mean, the floppy. When this goes to be a graphic novel or a trade paperback, I wonder how they're going to do it. Now, there was a Vertigo title before Vertigo shut down. I hear due to like mismanagement and bad stewardship. I don't know. I was just trying to buy comic books, and then you hear these stories through the culture, but I was trying Trillium by Jeff Lemire, and that too was it's a time displacement book of a love story about two people separated over space and time, but they're facing like the same thing, like in two different epochs, and only through the convergence of a singularity through this cataclysm will their love can be brought together and consummated. And it was a flip book, so like part of the past, present. So yeah, same here. This is set in the past. Say about in that idealized. Here, look at this. This is on purpose, looking like an Image comic from 1993. Oh gosh, I'm in love with this book. I barely know what's going on, and it just like it gets to it that then you flip it over, and then we have a contemporary story told in the contemporary style. I don't want to spoil myself on this. I need to. It's so popular that it's hard to find the individual issues. Issues 1 and 2 went to a second printing. That's when I bought into it. I've been getting great recs from the different people in my sphere, and I'm so happy that I picked up on that. So yeah, Local Man number 5. It came out last week or 2 weeks ago, but it's new enough that it was on the shelf, the new release shelf, and it was back. And I was like, yeah, see, June 2023. So that's supposed to be taken off. Maybe I found it in the shelf part that's next to the new release shelf. Indies under L. I think I did. I asked for this because I didn't see it on the shelf. So they let me have one from somebody's sub. Because they're like, this guy comes to pick up his sub once a year. So he's got an amazingly huge bowl. But this was on his list. But he ain't coming in until December. So, behold, Sergio Aragonés grew in the wild. I grew up with Mad Magazine with Sergio Aragonés. Sergio Aragonés does the art. This is, it's written by Sergio Aragonés and Mark Evanier. It's illustrated by Sergio Aragonés. That means he did the line art and the inking. I wonder if it's digitally colored. I wonder if he even did it digitally. I don't know. He's such a master that just like maybe it's the effort and it's the muscle memory in his hands that defines what goes on the page and in your talent. And Stan Sakai, that's lettering. Look at those letters. I mean, beautiful lettering. This is great in this. And so I'm reading and look at that onomatopoeia. Doesn't that have organic line? Isn't that more appealing to the eye? So I got this at the pub on Wednesday. So after I get my new releases, I go to the pub for a pint and have some mozzarella sticks, or even some buffalo tenders and fries. And my bartender's from Ireland, because it's an Irish pub in Boston. And he's like, and I'm explaining this, and I'm like, this is like Conan meets Tintin. He was like, no, Asterix. And I'm like, exactly, yes, please, thanks, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh my goodness, I see it. And I hope you do too. But this came out in the mid-'80s, originally on Marvel Comics, and it was just it's a Conan parody. But it's also like derived. You can see Asterix's DNA in here too. This is wonderful. This makes me happy, and I'm in for this. So, Dark Horse Comics, Grew, The Wanderer, and Grew in the Wild. I need to seriously bring this and read it. I was just so absorbed with the art and sharing that experience with my bartender that it was such a really good positive experience. All right, this is great. And what does it do with its back real estate? It's show, don't tell. Look at that. Indeed. What are the ads in a Dark Horse comic? Here's the Indicia colophon. Oh, that's not the Indicia. The Indicia is up front. That's some masthead stuff. Here we go. This is great. It's all house ads. I want to look at some old Dark Horse comics and see, like, what were their old ads like? Did they sell funnies? I mean, did they sell snacks or video games? I wonder. We've got a letters page. That's charming. Yeah, and here we go. It's wall-to-wall story. Wow. All the ads are in the back. There are no ads to interrupt the flow of this floppy. Wow. And yeah, all the ads are in the back, and they're all house ads. Interesting, huh? Well, I'm fascinated with print publications and funny books. Awesome. What's next? Kind of a light week, but there's some heavy lifting involved. This was a friend of the show, and hopefully out in the chat. How you doing, big guy? Suggested by Yule Carter of Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California, on his Tuesday show. Tune in for his show. His great show is told from a comic book fan who is also the owner of a comic book shop. The comic book shop's TV show itself, and it's good for us comic book and for you wrestling fans out there too. He suggested X-Men Days of Future Past Doomsday. I'm totally into this. The art in this is really good. I love Sentinels versus X-Men stuff. This is heartbreaking. Yule warned us. This is very heartbreaking. It's set in the Divergent timeline future that Kate Pryde came back from in Uncanny X-Men number 141 and Days of Future Past, the original. And so these go to the days like 28 years after the assassination of Senator Kelly. I'll spoil it. Here we go. The death of Banshee. And from there, the X-Men start falling. Because there are only a few. Remember, if you remember looking at the iconic Wolverine and Kate Pryde and the Old Man Logan, that there's Old Man Logan's been around for a while. But just like, oh gosh, like Spider-Man has a death like Paul Atreides, I swear. Oh, so heartbreaking. And these are just everything like leading up to it, trying to like there's look at that. Hey, look, a house ad. This is a brand new Marvel magazine. See, I'm buying Marvel, and look, once again, see, it's not that it's for a citizen's watch. It's because it has syzygy with the rest of the product of the house. See, I told you, this Brian Hitch page deserves to be at the end of the book. We've got house ad, Unleashed. That's the dog. Yeah. Oh boy, it's the Super Pets. This is their attempt at Super Pets. Okay. That Craven has kidnapped Lockjaw. All right, this is it. Hopefully, it won't go all John Wick on us. We don't need like Frank Castle, because they just like, you know, hey, they just neutered Frank Castle. All right, they don't need a John Wick. Poor Black Bolt. You know, this is the art, and this is pretty tight. You're building a universe, so we've got but it's just an info. That's basically an ad for Hulk. The new Incredible Hulk #1 that I loved. The art in this is pretty good because it's all like classic X-Men stuff, but it's so tragic. Look, Alpha Flight #1, The Fall of X, Dark X-Men. Hello. Because there's a new Fall of the X-Men coming about. But yeah, see? Year 4, Year 5, Year 6. So it's this is written by Mark Guggenheim. You've heard his name here on the channel before. And and this we have a penciler and an inker. We have Manuel Garcia on pencils and Cam Smith on ink, with Yen Nitro on colors, and Clayton Cowles from VC's Clayton Cowles lettering. So this is probably as close to a classic comic as we can get these days. You know, I mean, I don't think that's hand drawn onomatopoeia, but I mean, as a lifelong Uncanny X-Men fan, I mean, Clayton Cowles here is doing his best Tom Warachowski, and I appreciate that. I really do. I really, really appreciate that. And very happy with this. I forgot about the Rob Liefeld variant cover, and I should have looked for it. My bad. On Mad Cave comes Don't Spit in the Wind, issue 4 of 4, completing this tale. 4-issue mini from Mad Cave Comics, and this was one of the first Mad Cave comics I started buying and gave me a taste for that press. And I'm very pleased with the story, even with the art. See, like, I guess it's how you do it. I mean, this is definitely looks digital. That it's, come on, you're asking me to buy printed webtoons. I mean, you're trying to. I think you should be just selling it as a trade. You shouldn't be passing it off as a periodical, as I don't like that at the big two either. I mean, there's just, or is it just me getting old and not accepting the limitations of the modern artists? You know, it was like I was saying about Sergei Argonis, though. I mean, his hand has, a lifetime of muscle memory that you just I don't know, or maybe there's a chance that I don't know what I'm talking about, but I take that chance daily, and that's why I read wikis. But Don't Spit in the Wind, post-apocalyptic. It's got an echo message, but still, I'm not judging it for that. It's not about. It's just about life and love at the end of the world. It's very Mad Maxy meets Mobius. With I just find it very Euro of Heavy Metal magazine because sneaking peeks to Heavy Metal magazine as a kid growing up in the 80s was a treat. Seriously, because it had boobies, and it had swear words and boobies. Seriously, I mean, and great art, and this was fun. I'm glad I got it. And so, Mad Cave, what's next? Thanks. Alrighty, this is we're the last two of the pile here. And, alright, I got this came out a few weeks back, but this is the famous Void Rivals issue #1 from Skybound Image, from Robert Kirkman. This is very ballyhooed because Kirkman's Skybound imprint printed on Image Comics and distributed through the distributor, but published at Image. Skybound got the Hasbro license. They're going to be releasing new material and continued material because Hasbro, I mean, they got G.I. Joe and they got Larry Hama. And so Skybound will be releasing G.I. Joe issue, a Real American Hero, issue number 301. And continuing that story I've been following since I was a small kid. Since I think my mail-in subscription started at like issue 15 or so, issue 15 or 16. Yeah, and I had a mail. Yeah, I mean I was a G1 GI Joe fan, and Larry Hama's been writing the entire time. I found a Larry Hama. I met Larry Hama last year at the Boston WikiCon, and I bought an issue of GI Joe number 17 for him to sign, and it says for Eric. I love it. This is a 1 in 25 variant cover, and there was a 1 in 50, and then there was a 1 in 100 as well. They were asking $250 for the 1 in 100. I did not ask about the 1 in 50's price. This cost $25. This is the 1 in 25, but I got it on good intel from some comics book people that if you're gonna buy Void Rivals number 1 and expect it to be a key issue, perhaps it could be. I mean, spoilers, yeah, spoilers. For Void Rivals, the end of it ties the Transformers into it. And they're calling it the Energon universe, and apparently it's most of the Hasbro stuff is going to be at play in this Energon universe of Skybound, and Void Rivals is what kicks it off. And in here you have an appearance from Skyfire, not Jetfire. Someone tried to sell me it was a Jetfire, and I just kept my mouth shut. Like, no. Jetfire is the Macross Valkyrie. I know. My best friend Brian had one. Oh, it was such a good toy. It was such a big transformer. What a wonderful combination. I mean, three transformations and battle armor. Yeah. Hey, why does it look like Robotech? But Skyfire his first appearance was back in probably the early double digits of Marvel's The Transformers. We can even look that up. Skyfire's first appearance. Marvel. Skyfire first appearance Marvel. Because Skyfire first appeared in the TV show. He was Jetfire, the toy, and it was packaged that way. And he came, but it was actually a licensed buy thing because that's how the Transformers were. There were just many different licensed products from Japan, all rebought, repainted, and sold as Autobots versus Decepticons. Wonderful. But yeah, so I got it from a good source that if you're looking for this to be a key issue and to raise in value, put your money into the variant covers. I almost dropped the $250 for the 1 in 100. But that's kind of like, that's a lot of dosh, yo. A lot of dosh. It doesn't say which one it is. It says Marvel Comics Continuity. It's telling the story of it, but it's not saying like which issue. Does it? Issue 10? Jetfire. Oh. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Issue 10, published in July 23rd, 1985. Wow, almost 40 years ago, huh? Indeed. They call him Jetfire in here, too. I thought it was named Skyfire. Oh, he's Skyfire in the... Am I wrong? Who's Skyfire, then? Is it Skyfire? AKA Skyfire. Alrighty. But yeah, his first appearance literally was in Marvel Comics Transformers issue number 10, 1985. So that's not a first appearance. It's the first appearance of the two comic book characters, the two new characters in here, but they're not the Hasbro comics. This is just, they're not the Hasbro characters we grew up with. And they're completely new. What this is, or maybe they're not. Maybe they're yet to be revealed. Other Hasbro people. Yeah, like the Insectoids people or something, Who knows? Alrighty, we got one more new release, and I know it's not going to raise in value. I know it's not. This is 1 of 5, so it's issue number 1 of 5. It's already written for the trade, so it's like, why are you publishing this in serialized form? It must be because of the variant cover scan. You know, it's apparently it's a scam. It is in a way. You know, it's trying to milk the. You know, imagine like having. Oh, wait, thank you. Imagine having like 3 variant covers for an issue that you hate, and it like really doesn't fit into. You know, it just doesn't say you as like an X-Men fan or something stupid. Alrighty, but over on DC Comics, we're blessed to have Mark Waid and Dan Mora making Batman Superman World's Finest, which is, you know, it's tales of these DC superheroes set in a mythic kind of maybe 8 years ago or more. I mean, how old would you say Nightwing is today? I would say, what, he's about 23? You know? And in this book, well, in World's Finest, Dick Grayson, Robin, is about 15 or 16 years old. He's not quite as old as he is in the Wolfman Perez Teen Titans. He's very much the way he is in those Nick Cardy mid-70s, the Teen Wonder. A little bit grown up from the earlier Nick Cardy stuff when it was just the kids. So this, here we go. It's the Jim Cheung foil variant. Yes, I wanted, and it was only, I thought it was going to be more expensive than that. $5.99. Because new comics this week. Teen Titans, World's Finest, Teen Titans, where are you? It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. Well, you can go like this. It's $3.99 usually, so it's $2 more. Yeah, so it's $3.99, 32 pages, and but I got the one with the really nice, because I'm a grown up. I can afford it, and I wanted it. Now, will I continue to buy this though? I might not. Maybe I will with Night Terrors mugging DC. So I could get issue 2. I'm not compelled with the story. See, it's a great, Mark Waid writes a fine DC superhero story any day of the week. The art is by Emanuela Lupacchino, and but it's just like, and it goes straight to a colorist. There's no inker, so it is, you know, it's that, but it's got a, it's not bad. It's just more of like, you know, cut and paste onomatopoeia. Hey, look, ads for the Blue Beetle movie, and it's in foil. Oh yeah, look, let's look at some ads from this week's comic book. So yeah, hey, look, it's a DC thing. Hey, look, it's a WB thing. Hey, look, Hawk Girl. And then the other day they announced the Hawk Girl casting for the Superman movie. And because Hawk Girl is getting her own show too. I was thinking about getting that, but it's 6 issues. Batman Beyond, just more house ads. But I love the look of him. I mean, it's just like he's old enough to wear pants now. But I love the kind of a little bit the updated look to him. They've kept their classic look. They're a good team. I hope Malcolm Duncan comes on soon. But the art style, it's kind of somewhere between Dan Mora himself and I'd have to say Mike Allred too. This is really good stuff, and it's really good. But I mean, it's just going to end up being a trade paperback. It's not. It's completely safe. This book is safe as milk, dude. That's the worst thing you could probably say about a thrilling, you know, superhero charged fiction. I mean, Night Terrors. Yeah, I mean, like, have we seen an ad for a video game? Have we seen an ad for a snack food? Oh, Fangoria. Interesting. That's interesting, huh? Fangoria.com at DC Comics. Oh. Interesting with all the horror themes that they're hawking Fangoria. I read Fangoria as a kid because I liked horror movies. Fangoria is about horror movies and about special effects. But yeah, this is really decent art, I guess. Yeah, I mean, do I have problems with it? I mean, here, I'm trying to find an onomatopoeia. Thunk, yeah, right there. Yeah, there's no organic line to it. There's just no charm. I mean, this is literally the best that DC can do. Yeah. Bzz, yeah, I mean, just thwam. I mean, it's okay. It's very. This looks fine, I guess. And here's your. Oh boy, we got to wrap this up. It's been. Thank you. Happy new release date. But yeah, it was the only one on the shelf, and I got there pretty much on Wednesday, maybe about noon, and they were just opened at 11. So this might have been the only copy for their shelf of their foil, unless they got a few, in the back. Who knows? They got boxes of comics everywhere. So do I! Maybe you do too. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been New Release Review Day, and we love talking about comic books. Do we have a pick of the week? I'm going to say that my pick of the week has got to be the X-Men book. Yeah, I was so pleased with this. This was fine. This was great. This is just what I ordered. Hey, they are making comics for us. We just have to find them. And thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, think about clicking that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. Ring that bell. Smash that like button. We will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Thank you so very much. I am blessed and grateful that you too are a comics fan and you're along for this, our very own Comics Coffee Table. Cheers. Bye-bye.